So plowing at 100 miles an hour might not be the best idea. Nonetheless, let me show you how I did it. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure to hit like, subscribe, and turn on your notifications. How's it going, everybody? Driver53 here, and today I'm going to show you how you can plow at 100 miles an hour, and you're only going to need 3 months to do it. Now, the first mod you're going to need is a really fast tractor, and I've chosen the John Deere 9R 4213 pack by Chris S. and Riley S. To find this tractor in your store, go to your vehicles, go over to large tractors, and then all the way across to where your mods are located. You can see right here, the base price is $300,000. Now, to make this tractor the absolute fastest that it can, here on your engine setup, you need to go over to the left one time to the 9R XXX 5K. That's going to be 5,000 horsepower and 200 miles an hour. The rest of it doesn't really matter, except for maybe your wheel setup. I recommend getting something a little bit wide. And if you're going to have the fastest tractor, you might as well have the widest plow. This right here is the Lizard SM72 SM82. This is by Agro Tonho, and yes, this thing is super wide. I've got the 82 version right here. To find this plow in your store, go to Tools, and then over to Plows, and then all the way across to the right where your mods are located. I've got the SM82 right here. This thing is 26 meters wide with a base price of $87,000. Now, there's really nothing you could do here to help out with this strategy, but if you're using it at a different time, there are some attachers you could put on here. But for this instance right now, we're going to go and leave this as no, because all we're going to do is plowing. The last piece of this combination that you're going to need to get is the front tool holder for towed tools. Yes, TOWED, not TOAD. This is by GWENDAL. It's an absolutely fantastic mod that's actually going to go on the front of your tractors. And to find this piece of equipment in the store, you come to Tools and then down to Miscellaneous, all the way across to where your mods are located. You can see that we have two different options here. We've got a single wheel and a double wheeled version. I highly recommend it for this one right here. You're going to use the double wheeled version, and it's $8,000 base price. You get in here, you got a couple different options on what your wheels look like and then your color, but we're going to leave it just like this. Once you've got all your pieces at the store, you need to go ahead and hook up the front attacher here first. It's pretty simple. All you got to do is just attach it like you would anything else. Then you need to make sure that in the top left, you are actually selected on that piece of equipment. Hold your L1, hit your X, and that's actually going to unfold it. Now, that's very important because you're going to need to actually go over top of this plow. Now, the plow already needs to be unfolded as well, so you're going to have to do that step first, but that's a pretty simple process. Once you're over top of it, hold your L1 and your X again. It's going to fold back down into place, and it's going to allow you to attach it. Now, one thing I like to do right off the bat is go ahead and move this plow a little bit closer to the tractor. So I've got my attacher, the middle component, selected up there in the top. Hold my L1, use my right analog stick, and I'm going to go to the right just a little bit. And that's actually going to bring it in. Don't ask me why it's right and not left, but that's exactly the way it's going to be. Use your right analog stick to bring it closer, and you're moved left on the right analog stick to go farther away. Now, to actually lower this thing down into the ground, what you need to do is go ahead and select the other piece of equipment. This is now going to be the plow itself. Hold your L1, hit circle. That's going to take it down into the ground, as you can see. One interesting thing it did is it actually raised up your tractor just a little bit. Now, you can also adjust the height of this attacher that you have here in the middle. You've got to make sure that you're back selected on it. So your middle component over there, hold your R1, and then you're going to go up and down on the right analog stick. As you can see, that's going to do some really crazy things. If you do this right here, you're not going to have any steering at all. So you want to make sure that you bring this thing probably pretty close to where it's not raising up the front of the tractor, so you still have your steering. And if you hold the left analog stick, you can actually move the other side of this. You could raise the entire thing up in the air as well and do a little bit more of a combination. Like if you've got something a little bit taller, if you're using a different plow and it's a little taller, you definitely are probably going to want to do that. For me, I'm going to bring this thing all the way down as far as I can. And I'm going to take this other one up as far as I can there too. And then all I'm going to do is just start going forward. Now, as you can see, we are already at 40 miles an hour and it's doing its thing pretty well. I've noticed that you are going to have to go ahead and adjust the height on this thing. Doesn't matter what you do. Now, the one thing you can see that right here, I'm going about 80 miles an hour and it's working okay. Once you start getting above this though, at times you start missing a little bit. As you can see right there, I'm at 100 miles an hour and it is missing quite a bit. I wasn't having any problems at 65 miles an hour. Sometimes if it's not too bad of ground, I can get the thing to work at 80 miles an hour. But 60 to 65 seem to be a really, really good speed for me. I'm going to go ahead and set my cruise right here to 65 miles an hour. You can see there are no problems. I'm not skipping anything back there behind me. Anything over that, and it really started to get a little bit freaky. And especially when I was going around corners, anything over 65, I was having a lot of problems. But if you've got some really big fields that you need to take care of, I think this is the way to go. And like I said, you're going to want the double wheeled option there on the front, because if you've only got the single wheel, this thing gets really squirrely and it's a lot more difficult to handle. Once you get to the end of a field, pretty simple. All you got to do, hit the brakes on this thing, spin it around, give it a little bit of gas. It's going to do its thing. It's going to line back up, and then you're ready to go back the other way. So if you're playing on Fox Farms like I am here, or if you're playing on, say, Welkers or something like that, that's got some really, really big fields, I think this right here is definitely a combination that you are going to want to do. I'm going to go and hit cruise again, and you can see that, yeah, once again, it's going absolutely perfect. You saw there for a little bit, I got above about 80, and it started doing its thing again. Keep this thing around 65 miles an hour. You're going to be fine. Well, that's going to be it for today, everybody. If you enjoyed the video, go ahead and give it a like if you would. Make sure to hit subscribe and turn on your notifications to keep up to date on my future videos. While you're waiting on those future videos, go and check out one of these two right here. Have a great day, night, evening, everybody. Until next time, this is Driver 53 signing off.